Hey everyone, welcome to our weekly live stream. I'm so excited to be here with everyone. We will wait a few minutes just to let everyone kind of sign on. If you're on, definitely message in the comments. Let me know you're here. Let me know if there is anything that you want to cover off today, if there's any specific areas that might be feeling a little bit tighter, or if there's any focus areas that you want to do, or any poses that you'd like to have included in this sequence. So one thing that I did want to note is earlier this week, we actually hit a first milestone for YouTube. So we hit 100 subscribers, which was super exciting. We were thinking about doing a video for it, but ended up not because we were kind of laughing at, felt like the first 100 might be a lot of, friends and family. So we feel like 200 is really the bigger milestone for us. But either way, I did really want to thank everyone. I feel so grateful for all the support that we've been getting, all the comments that we've had this past week, and just everyone's been so supportive. We're pretty new to YouTube and kind of learning all of this, and this has been quite the journey. And so I just wanted to start off by just thanking all of you for your support and continuing to support us through this journey. All of those positive comments really go a long way. They really help us to stay motivated, especially when we're feeling a little low. And so seeing some comments come in. So David, I'm glad you can't wait for this one. He's right here. And Dana, so excited. I'm so happy you're watching this one. I think that's so awesome. So we'll just wait a few more moments. I did want to say, so through some of the comments this week, some of the things that I've been hearing is that the hips and the quads are pretty tight. So Kevin Exond, I hope I said that correctly. Thanks so much for your feedback. Some of the feedback was just around pigeon, and that some of the moves were like a little bit challenging to get into. So we'll try to still get into those areas today, but maybe not doing pigeon and doing some things that might feel a little bit more accessible. And then yoga with Rachel, she had mentioned about ankle mobility. So I do want to spend a little bit of time just on the ankles and the wrists. I think those are some areas that we often forget about. And the more mobile we are, the easier it is to kind of get into stuff. And then lastly, relaxing musica. I am going to be doing the shorter videos, but I thought I would include some shoulders and neck in this one for you. So without further ado, we'll get started, but I do have my computer sort of set up here. So if there are sort of any requests throughout, then definitely keep me posted, let me know. I'm happy to kind of change things up. I'm thinking I'm going to take this one just a little bit slower today, just to sort of really get into the poses, really feel them out. This is going to be very beginner friendly. So if you are new to yoga, this one is for you. And so yeah, so let's get started. So to get started, what I'd recommend is, so I've got my strap here. I often like to show a lot of moves with straps because I think from an accessibility perspective, if you're not that flexible, straps are incredible. And so if you don't have one, just grab like a hand towel, you can grab a dog leash, you can grab a belt, just anything that is going to be kind of an extension for your arms. And so just have that handy. All right, so to get started, let's just come into seated. We're gonna do 3 breaths together just to kind of get us here and get us settled. So when you're ready, we're gonna inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right. I'm not sure if you can hear that we have got Lucy, who's inside right now. So just in case you can hear her, she's just inside. All right. So from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to bring chin to chest, and hands are just going to stay on the knees. Feel free to take any seated position, so you can be on your shins or anything that feels good here. Just holding here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, what we're going to do is take our hands and just place them behind our neck here. So this is just going to add a little bit of weight to get into the neck a little bit more. So try to bring those elbows up behind you. So you should also feel this in your shoulders. So just adding a little bit of weight here. Try to keep that spine really tall. So you're going to feel this sort of in the back of the neck, in the shoulders. And just breathing here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. From here, let's just twist to the side. So we're just going to turn to the left side, trying to really keep those shoulders and those elbows open. And then coming back to center. And then slowly going over to the other side. A little bit of a twist here. We're going to do this one on each side one more time. Coming back through center, back over to the left. Back to center. And then over to the right. So just breathing here. And then coming back to center. All right, so then what we're gonna do is just straighten our legs out, and we're actually just gonna do some wrist and some ankle circles. So just starting to get some of the kinks out of the body. So just turning one way, and then maybe the other way. Just going as slow or fast, just pick whatever pace is gonna work for you this morning. It's a little bit early, maybe mixing up your ways. I feel like I'm mixing up my ways right now, so just find anything that feels good. All right, from here, we're gonna take the palms and just place them beside us, opening up here through the chest, and just holding here, just like this. So this is called staff pose. So we're just gonna breathe here, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. All right, from here, we're going to flex the toes, and then point them. Flex them, and then point. Just keeping on this routine just like this. Just trying to, again, this is helping with the ankle mobility, just helping to sort of move some of these areas that we definitely don't spend much time on typically. All right, from here, let's actually make our way right into our first downward dog. So for downward dog, what I want you to do is think here about your hands. So again, everything is really starts with this foundation. So I want you to go really wide in the hands and try to get your weight in each of these fingers and the heel of the palm here. And then from here, we're gonna go really a nice deep bend in the knees and try to get those hips as high as you can. Pushing back here in the shoulders, in the hands, letting go of that head. So it feels really heavy. And I want you to see what this feels like with really bent knees. Sometimes we try and go straight a little too fast, and then we lose that connection of getting the hips back. And so just kind of staying here with bent knees can feel really nice, just to start letting those hips sort of start to release. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do an exaggerated sort of pedaling. So what I want you to do is slowly bring that right heel down to the mat and a super bend in the left knee. And we're going to hold this for one breath. Inhale. And exhale. I lied. We're going to do one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. From here, switching sides. So doing that other side. So left heel's coming down and right knee is super bent. And we're going to hold this for 2. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. I want to do that round one more time, really trying to open up through the ankles here, really trying to open up through the hips. So again, bringing that heel down, uber bend. And if this isn't feeling good, feel free to just do any other movements that do feel good. So inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, switching last side. Just really trying to straighten out that left leg, see what this feels like. Inhale. and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. All right, bringing that heavy bend to the knees back, and then maybe slowly starting to move into straight legs here. So just breathing here, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. All right, from here, what I want you to do is just walk those hands all the way to the back of the mat. From here, we're gonna go into a forward fold. So this is yogi's choice, so maybe starting with ragdoll. So depending on how your body's feeling this morning, if it's feeling really tight, maybe starting with ragdoll. From here, maybe offering some movement here, so going side to side. Maybe holding ragdoll and just lifting heels, so just seeing what this feels like. Maybe taking those fingers and wrapping them around the toes. Maybe bringing them the hands underneath the feet, maybe grabbing behind the ankles, maybe just grabbing on the mat. So whatever feels good. If you're feeling like you need a bit more of a shoulder stretch, maybe even coming behind here and just stretching here through the shoulders. So I want you to find something that just feels really nice. We're going to hold this here for 3. Inhale and exhale. Another option here is to really do a deep bend in the knees, help to release a little bit more instead of straight legs. So again, just find something that feels good for your body here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right. Bring those hands closer to the mat. What we're going to do is actually bring our feet out, and we're going to go into a yogi squat. So from here, I'm going to give you a couple options. So if this is feeling like a lot, if you have a block or you have something, you can always just throw it under your seat just to give you a little bit more support. Otherwise, just come up a little bit higher, right? You don't need to be super low. You know, I've been practicing for a while, so my hips are going to be a little bit lower. But if you need to be up or you're just looking like you're up here, that's totally fine. And so what I want you to think about is just think about your hips here. And what we want to do is just slowly sort of start getting some movement in them. And less stillness is feeling good. So to get the movement, we're just going to start rocking back and forth. You may need to pick your heels up off the ground. Your heels might just be off the ground. So just see what this feels like and what this looks like for you. I recommend taking a nice wide stance. Toes are pointing out. That tends to work really well for me. And then again, just kind of moving back and forth. We just want to really try and get into the hips here. So just finding some movement or finding some stillness. You may start cracking and creaking a little bit just as the body's getting used to this. So just moving back and forth, or option, come into prayer and just holding here, using the knees, the elbows to splay out the knees a little bit more. And if this is too much, maybe just putting the hands on the ground and just holding here where you can. So let's keep doing this for another 2 breaths. I want you to just really focus internally here about seeing what the hips feel like, feeling what this motion feels like. So just breathing here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, let's come all the way into standing, really activating those glutes coming up. All right, now let's just walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, folding over the legs. From here, just hands are coming down to the mat. Inhale, look up. And exhale, just step or hop backwards, coming into our first chaturanga. Option to bring the knees down to the ground if this is too much. Elbows are coming in. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. All right, so first flow, first bit of movement. Do a little check-in. See what this feels like for your body. Are you feeling a little bit more open? Are you feeling like you need a bit more movement? Maybe you're noticing some tight spots. So just breathing here, again, finding any bit of movement that you might need in this pose. maybe pedaling the legs out here, maybe sort of going side to side, maybe sort of just doing some more ankle mobility here. So just find something that feels good. From here, I'm going to offer going into pigeon toe downward dog. So bringing those two toes, the big toes together, heels are apart, and then coming back. So just seeing what this feels like. This targets a little bit more of the outside of the leg, the external side. And so this can feel really nice, especially if your IT bands are tight, if your hip flexors are tight. This can be a really good option. It's a little bit more accessible. So just breathing here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, bring those legs apart. Again, let's walk all the way back, coming into the forward fold again, picking whatever you choose. So finding something that feels good. Another option is to take your legs sort of very wide, so off the mat, and coming down into a fold this way. So this targets different areas. So just find something that feels good for your body this morning. Maybe sticking with your ragdoll here, just breathing, really activating through the feet here so that you're really turning on and kind of engaging the back body here. So just breathing, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, we're gonna bring those feet in a little bit. We're gonna go back into that yogi squat. So coming down, seeing what this feels like, opening up here through the hips. And what we're gonna do is we're actually going to twist. So whatever pose that this looks like for you, we're gonna take our left palm on the ground, right palm's coming up, maybe taking that right arm behind your back. So just trying to twist here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. From here, bringing that palm back to the mat, left arm's coming up, twisting on the other side, maybe bringing that palm behind you. So just breathing here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Coming back, and let's come back to standing. So arms coming up, inhale and exhale, palms coming down. All right, from here, let's step back to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, folding over the legs here. From here, arms are coming down. Inhale, look up, flat back, and then step or hop all the way back. Coming down to chaturanga, option to get your knees down. Inhale to upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Again, just breathing here, picking whatever variation of downward dog is feeling good for your body. Option to maybe even step in the feet here so that you can get your heels on the mat, and then just using the weight of your hands to kind of push back and just seeing what this feels like in the back of your hips. Option to go back into that pigeon toe, option to do movement, option to just stay still. So find something that feels good for your body. Breathing here, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, what we're going to do is just come back into regular downward dog from wherever you are. We're going to pick up that right foot, three-legged dog, and step all the way to the top of the mat. From here, let's bring that knee down, and let's go into our low lunge. So from here, I want you to just bring a bit of weight into the front here. I want you to stack that knee on top of that ankle, and I want you to watch that knee is not splaying out inwards or outwards, trying to really center it. So here, we're going to tuck that tailbone. We're going to fire up that core. just trying to, you should feel this sort of in the hip flexor, and you should feel this sort of in the inner thigh. So just breathing here, inhale and exhale. From here, we're going to go into half split. So just coming back here on the heel. This is where you might be. You might just be holding it here and you might feel this a lot. So just breathing here. Next option is you're going to start folding over the leg. So as you fold, I want you to think about sort of going out and up. So we're kind of like trying to get that chin almost like beyond the toes and flat back. So this will really help to sort of get into the hamstrings here. You don't just want to collapse because honestly, you're not really doing much. So here you want to really try and get that length. So just breathing here, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Let's go back into that lunge just for a breath. So again, I want you to think about just tucking that tailbone. I want you to think about sort of bringing a little bit of weight into the front here so that you're feeling this in the hip flexor and in the inner thigh. All right, from here, let's flow it out. So just bringing that foot back, right foot's coming back. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, feel free to do a three-legged chaturanga. Otherwise, bringing that leg down, coming down, elbows in. Inhale to upward dog and exhale, downward dog. So we'll stay here for another breath. So feel free to do whatever you like here. We gave a few options throughout the class. So find something that feels good for your body, maybe just choosing stillness here. So we're going to inhale and exhale. From here, left leg's coming up, three-legged dog, and then stepping that foot between the hands, knees coming down. Also, option to do this with the knee not on the ground if you want to make it a bit more challenging. From here, we're going to come into that low lunge, tucking that tailbone, firing up that core. Hip flexors are, you should feel them. And then here, you should feel this in your inner thigh. So just breathing here. Hey Donna, I'm so glad that you're on. That's so exciting. So from here, just breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, hands are coming onto the mat, coming into that half split. So again, as you're doing this, I want you to think about sort of bringing the body and bringing the eyes sort of ahead of your toes. So you don't just want to cave in here, you want to sort of try and go up and out. And by doing that, you're going to really feel this in the back of your thigh here. So just breathing, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. From here, we're going to come back into that low lunge just for a breath, tucking that tailbone, core's fired. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, palms are coming to the ground, coming back into your downward dog. Maybe doing that three-legged chaturanga if you did it on the other side. If not, bringing that foot down. Elbows are coming in. Chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. All right, so this is the last downward dog for the day. So just taking any last bits of breath, any last bits of movement that feel good in this position. Just breathing here, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, let's come to seated. So however you get there is no problem. And we're going to start to use that towel or that strap that we talked about at the beginning of the class. So what we're going to do is staying in seated here. We're going to do this one leg at a time, but we're going to do this from a seated position. So I will show this with the towel just for those of you who might not have a strap. So what you want to do is just make it so it's easy to kind of hold it. And then what we're going to do is just take that towel around the foot, and here we're going to straighten the leg. We're going to have a nice flat back here. Core is fired up. And from here, we're going to use the arms, bending them to kind of fold into the leg here. So again, we're thinking about sort of lengthening through the back and that up and over sort of motion. We're not just sort of falling into the leg. So from here, I want you to think about really sort of engaging the back here. So really like firing up that leg. So from here, we're going to hold this for 3. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Slowly bringing that foot down, and let's go to the other side. So from here, same thing, just bringing that towel or that strap right around the foot, straightening that leg, back is flat, core is fired up, and then using those arms to really sort of like hug the body in, but again, thinking about that up and over. Try to bring those shoulders down, and we're here for 3. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Slowly releasing that foot. Now let's do one more fold with both legs together. So same sort of concept, except we won't raise the legs. So from here, what I want you to think about is sort of flexing those feet to start. Then we're going to take that towel or that strap, wrap it around the legs, using, again, this just to kind of get some leverage here with our arms. And so I want you to think about having the legs nice and straight here. Just for this, normally I give options here. So if you do want to put a pillow or you do want to take this a bit more passive, feel free to do that. Just bend the knees. If you're with me though, we're going to do this more straight leg to really sort of try and get into the back of the hamstrings. So from here, what I want you to do is you're grabbing that towel. We're going to use those arms, start bending them, nice flat back, core is fired up, and we're going to sort of bring that body up and over. So just breathing here, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. All right, removing that towel, let's come onto our backs. So from here, we're just gonna hug the knees in, start to wind it down. So just breathing here, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. From here, we're going to do last pose is going to be a twist, and then we'll go into our Shavasana. So from here, feel free to do whatever twist you like. The one that I'm going to teach is we're going to take our arms out, and we're just going to drop the legs to the left. So just trying to see if you can get that right shoulder onto the mat. If you can't, that's totally fine. Just think about that. So just be mindful about sort of trying to get that shoulder down to the mat. Feeling that twist here, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. All right, coming back to center and then slowly coming over to the right side. So just breathing here, inhale and exhale, trying to get that left shoulder onto the mat, feeling that little bit of a twist. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. All right, coming back to center here, finally going into our last pose, Shavasana. Maybe choosing diamond legs here and throwing some pillows underneath if that feels good. And then and then bringing the feet down. Hey PJ. Just get a dog leash. Come on, you said you bought one already. And you should have towels at home already. All right, so winding it down, let's come into Shavasana. So just breathing here, taking your final few breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Taking the next breath, oh my gosh, the next breath at your own pace. Just breathing here, trying to get grounded. Noticing if there's any specific areas that you're holding some tension in, and just trying to let it go. Breathing into those areas. As you're breathing, I'm going to read the quote of the week. So just keep breathing. All right, this week's quote is, "The key to success is to start before you are ready." This is by Mary Forleo. The truth is, we're never going to be ready. There's always 101 reasons and excuses not to do something. We're not smart enough yet. We're not qualified enough yet. We're not fit enough yet. We're not rich enough yet. We're too old. We're too young. We're always too something. If you have a dream, what's stopping you from starting? With all these amazing resources out there between YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, finding information has never been easier. It's also a bit challenging because there's so much, but I challenge you to think about if there's something that you've always wanted to do but you haven't. What's stopping you? Just start. Take that first step. It's okay to fall. It's okay to fail, but let's at least try. So as you're taking your last few breaths in Shavasana, starting to waking up the toes, waking up the fingers, giving them a little wiggle. Maybe doing a nice body stretch here, so stretching out, stretching from top to bottom. And then finally picking a side, turning over and using that arm as a little pillow. From here, we'll meet back in seated position, closing it out. Just breathing here. So we'll start the same way we'll finish the same way we started, just breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Last breath. Inhale and exhale. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for sharing your energy, and thank yourself for making the time to be here. Namaste. All right, I hope you enjoyed that slower class. I hope you're able to kind of really get into the hips there, really sort of get into some of those tighter areas. Thank you so much for everyone who's joining. Honestly, it's so awesome to see all this. PJ, you threw me off a little bit, but it's fine. And Daniel, thanks so much for joining. This is so awesome. You are the two greatest. Oh man. And Dave, I'm glad I inspired you. And Dana, I'm so glad you love the quote. Honestly, it means so much to me when I see all your quotes, all your comments and stuff on here. It's really inspiring. It really keeps me motivated. I think you might be able to hear Lucy. She wants to come outside. But just thank you guys so much. Honestly, all the support has been really, really amazing. I'm so grateful for everyone, for each of you, for coming and joining me live. That would have been cool, PJ. I don't know how to do that, though. I don't know if Dave knows how to do that either. Maybe for next time, it'll be like a poof. Yeah, exactly. Like a magician. Oh, man. Oh, this is so awesome. It's so cool to see people from all around the world be able to connect like this. I think it's so powerful and so amazing. And yeah, I just feel so blessed. Again, if you're even if you're catching the recording, thanks so much for joining. It really does mean a lot. And I'll keep sticking around. Maybe I'll let Lucy out. But I'll keep... oh, awesome. I think it's Ivan Cecil. Thanks so much for joining. I'm really happy that you're here to support. That's it's really amazing to see that. So we'll stick around for a couple more minutes. If there's any kind of questions, if you've got any suggestions, or if you want me to walk through something, just let me know. I'm happy to do that. I might just let Lucy out though. A hat and a rabbit. Oh man, greetings from India. That's amazing. That's so cool that you're joining us from India. This is actually so cool. Yeah, PJ, we can do some like magician and yoga. That would be really interesting. It would definitely be a niche. Okay, I'm just gonna let Goose out because she wants to join the party. Hi, Goose. You wanna say hi? Come here. She loves being outside and she's obsessed with Dave. So she doesn't want to be cooped up inside when it's so nice. Come here, Goose. Will you actually sit? Maybe? Hi, Goose. She's stealing the show now. All right, cool. So if that's it, then maybe we will start closing it out here. Honestly, thank you everyone who joined us live. This has been really awesome. It's really cool to see a bunch of new faces, a bunch of faces we've met this week on the channel and live. So again, thank you so much. Till next time, as always, if there's anything you guys want to work on for next week, then let me know. Happy to always kind of add stuff in and kind of tailor it. To me, that's really what these live sessions are about. It's trying to build the community. It's trying to, do this together so that we can kind of grow and learn and just be here. So it's super awesome. Again, thank you all so much. And till next time. Namaste.